soliloquy. All right, and yes, that's going into the final. That's going into the final build too. And welcome everybody to the Slab Lounge, hosted by the three Kwamis: Doug Medhin, Kevin Bradley, and Robert Haywood. Tyler Brook can't join us today because he's been going through technical difficulties for the past 2 weeks. But you know what I'd like to open with? As much as I'd love to say what the Slab Lounge is sponsored by via our fake sponsorships, I would rather like to open... Wow, I just realized this. We're opening... The B footage is Halo Reach, but at the same time, we're about to talk about porn movies.
Yes! Oh, that Reach. That Reach.
Okay, so how this seed started... How this seed started was me and Captain K literally finished a session of Uno because Uno decided to crap out because Ubisoft's shitty Uplay services. Go figure, right? But while we were playing that session, I was questioning the background music because I thought it was a 70s porn before it went shifted into hillbilly porn. Ironically, as I told Captain K off camera, it's like I think I actually have a thing of hillbilly porn. and Captain, then we started talking about like porn movies, and I'm like, nope, this is going into the Slab Lounge because I actually did watch a porn movie from start to finish to find out what the whole plot was about. And
that important part.
The plot.
Well, I don't think you need to watch the finished part to find out what the plot was about.
It helps.
Well, yeah, I mean, like.
You need all context.
No, at the beginning, you just have some foreshadowing.
Yeah, well, it's. Do you want to know the plot to Babylon? That was literally the movie title. It had Lexus Locklear, Gina Fine, and like I think Kobe Tai was in it. I don't know which is worse, the fact that I know those actresses' names or the fact that I watched the movie. Either way, like, while I won't delve too deep, like, except for two bits that really do stand out. One was Gina Fine's scene. She just finished fucking this one dude, and, like, the amount of love juice he shot out wasn't to her liking. And she's all like, no, I want you to make me... This was an actual line, by the way. I want you to make me come like Mount Vesuvius was erupting. And
Go. Okay. All right. So several casualties in the process. Okay. If that's how you get your rocks off, I guess.
The movie
That's what I'm saying. You have that song come on, that Pompeii song. And if you close your eyes.
Oh, God. You think that was...
almost feel like nothing's changed at all.
But the weirdest line, and I swear to God this is true, it actually had the main character who was played by Lexus Locklear. Dude comes in. He says he's a falcon. He's clearly a dude with a falcon mask. She's all like, "You are a falcon, but where is your beak?" "That is for me to know and for you to find out."
Sir, we do not put beaks in there.
Right.
That is dangerous work.
Yeah, it's usually corkscrew shapes.
Yes. You work with things that can function that way. You treat it delicately. You don't just be like, beak. Like, no.
I guess if
you just had two cans Sam rolling up on you and was just like, yeah, it's tonight. No, it's gonna traumatize you.
I guess if it's 69ing, the beak will be in the right position.
Man.
For the hook.
Oh my God.
Depends on the beak.
It's for the hook. Like, you gotta get that hook in there, man. That's the problem.
But some of that hook's gonna be worse. Think about that.
Would they rather have
flamingo hook versus like falcon hook?
Okay, so would they rather have a falcon hook or a barbed cat penis? You know?
Nah, someone's gonna be weird and be like, "I want that penguin." And the penguin's gonna be like, "I don't consent to this."
Right, some blue girl shit.
Oh.
Penguins have pride. They will not sully themselves in such a way.
Oh no, they got Pebbles. Pebbles got those penguins. They got them locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Pebbles, penguins, all these animals. Kind of makes me want to talk about the fucking... Wait, hold on. Someone finish... Wait, you finish your thought first, and then I'll move on.
What? Pebble, penguins, and penises?
That should be the name of a product.
Pretty
Pebbles, penguins,
rounded
and
thought.
penises.
Yeah. You know what? We could definitely sell that as a self-help book to women as like, why aren't men 30 to 40 mature?
That
Like a penguin with the pebble, and then we just start taking shit from the pebble and the penguin. We start plagiarizing hard.
Okay,
Why we always gotta get sued when we talk about stuff? Why can't we talk about stuff and not get sued like 10 minutes later?
Because this is America. If you're not suing, you're getting sued.
Look, if we're in the process of getting sued, I'm probably going to be the one that's going to have to bear some of that.
Yeah.
I got enough debt trouble. I do not need doing debt trouble.
I'm gonna jump the border and go down to Tijuana.
Well, you already kind of said that when you brought up Toucan Sam, and like you also give a new meaning to follow your nose wherever it goes.
Yeah,
we weren't gonna get sued from that. Toucan Sam's done worse things.
Okay. Follow my nose, going to that fruit cunnilingus.
That being said, I had a very, very strange dream. I wanted to bring this up a couple weeks ago, but then we started watching Hell of a Boss, which I totally got hooked on. So I had this dream where it involved it was Mr. Krabs, and he was being fucking racist towards sharks. And it went on. It was just one of the funny. Yeah, no, it's all like, he's like seeing the shark in the Krusty Krab. He takes money. He's like, I don't want your money, you filthy shark, you filthy shark. He's like, oh, you're like, SpongeBob's all like, Mr. Krabs, please stop. You're acting like a racist. Oh, is that right? Well, fuck you, me boy.
Good God.
When I woke up, I jotted that down in my dream journal, and I'm like, I have to do something with this. I have to do something with this. So then I started to retreat back to the days, like back to the time where I made like fun of SpongeBob characters, like how I made Patrick a pervert, how Squidward beat the shit out of Squilliam and stuff like that. And I'm just all like, what if Mr. Krabs was constipated?
Oh, no.
Oh my God!
No one needs that in their life.
I do, because last night I watched a video with Grizzy. Captain knows. Bobbert, I'll tell you off camera, but like, he was playing this knockoff SpongeBob horror game, and it was just, and I was like, wow, people do not need those type of monstrosity versions of Patrick and shit in their lives, but evidently there's an audience for that. So now I'm just all like, you know what? Yes, let's have Mr. Krabs be constipated. Because here he is, he's in the bathroom, he's just like, Mr. Krabs, you've been in the bathroom for 20 minutes. Is everything okay? Shut up, SpongeBob! Fucking damn it! He gets out of the bathroom. Squidward's all like, How was the bathroom, Mr. Krabs? You know what? Eat shit, Mr. Squidward. God, I love that. Oh, just that whole. Oh, I love. Oh. All the more reason why it's so weird that the beef footage is Halo Reach.
Yes.
Oh, which for the record I might go back to, because I did like, of all the Halo games I played, and I played up till. I played up until 4. Reach is probably my favorite. Reach is still my favorite one. I heard 5 sucked, and nobody wants to talk about 6.
Yeah, I'm in no rush to talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, but seriously.
I think I stopped at 3 or 4. Honestly, after 3, I just felt like the story was kind of completed, and there was just money grabbing at that point, and then.
Oh yeah, but that's a given. I mean, like, of course they're money grabbing. It's a franchise, and Halo took off like fucking fireworks and shit. But at the very least, off,
but I mean, then again, when I was going through like 1 through 3, I was like, junior high school. Yeah, let's just go to people's houses and let's play against each other. You know.
Yeah, I did the CS 1.6 LAN parties too. Oh god, those LAN parties were great.
So those are the times for all the days and stuff. But then you gotta grow up, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna be probably online as much playing this, so it's not as much fun. Then you play the regular story mode, and you just feel like you guys are just creating these enemies just to have enemies.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, that is true. I did like when I went to Kansas for a bit, I tried a bit of this online to see if it still like holds up or whatever. I mean, because I play online shooters a lot, and I'm a big fan of PlanetSide 2. And PlanetSide 2, this is not like the way you play this versus the way you play PlanetSide 2 are very different play styles. Yeah, like play styles. One can you could kind of be tanky in here, whereas in PlanetSide 2, nope. The only one that can be a tank is are the fucking maxes, and yeah, no, I nope. Still, I mean, like from the game modes that I played, it was all right. It's just not something I want to flock back to. Nor is it going to be like a once a month thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, that Mr. Krabs. I don't know why I had that weird dream about Mr. Krabs. Neither. Like that. I don't know what the fuck triggered it. I didn't. It wasn't even. It was just like the end of the work week for me. And then all of a sudden, and when I told that to some to some of the customers, they were just all like, dude, that sounds like it should be an Adult Swim.
Yeah.
It's
I think because if you're gonna do that, you just have to have him doing his whole crusty life of him actually raising his daughter, like actually walking in on his daughter with like a training bra or like his period. So much blood. It's like, oh.
Like in all honesty, I'd rather like do like a porn tape of him and Mrs. Puff, because like he did have a thing for Mrs. Puff in the cartoon. And I'd love for him to just
gave him all the money. He's like, you can't woo a woman like Mrs. Puff like that.
I'll show her the Krabby Patty formula. It's in my penis.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Right. What you need is someone to pick up Plankton and be like, this is my little tiny vibrator.
You can't do this to me. I went to college.
Yes, exactly. Like, it's like PhD Phil Holdems.
Phil Holdems.
Damn.
Or Phil Hold Dick. Like that.
Pretty high dick. Oh man!
Because you remember because Plankton tried to introduce Mrs. Krabs' mom.
Yeah, what was that? I was like, dude, I gotta give him props, man. He's got balls.
He's like, I'm gonna make it work this day.
I was like, I'm gonna do this. I am gonna sleep with this mom
Plankton's
for this
like,
recipe.
You'll feel me inside of you, literally.
Right. It's like, I'm going to explore this like a fantasy adventure. I don't need a sub. I got my own laser.
Oh, wait, didn't his computer wife have something to say about that? Because he's still married to his computer wife, right?
Yeah, but she always has something to say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Her name was Karen.
Yeah, I mean, there was, I might watch the titles. I don't know if it's already out now. Or, well, I think the Title Zone's out now. That weird SpongeBob, Patrick Show, and whatever else crossover thing that Nickelodeon promised.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
What, that camp shit?
Huh?
It's like camp something.
Something like that, yeah.
Like CGI. That CGI with the Paramount, whatever. That's why I hate this. Paramount doing all this stuff, ruining childhood. It's like, hey, let's just reboot all this stuff with horrible CGI. Like, why? You couldn't just release the old stuff that's digitally enhanced? Like,
No.
It's already there.
Well, at least they're they're showing some love to the IPs. What the hell is Warner Brothers? I'm sure. Again, AT&T has something to do with that. Canceling a ton of shows. Like they canceled the Batgirl movie. Like even though that
was already made.
Shooting.
Well,
made, but they're going to save $90 million.
There's a specific thing. There's a lot of it makes no sense because it was already made, but they're already going through issues because of Ezra. Ezra's kind of making a lot of stuff.
Ezra Miller
is spread through a lot of different things, and then now it's like,
wait, if you're on the CW cast, you must be like, what the fuck is wrong with Ezra Miller? He's ruining every fucking thing. Everything. And he's not even doing it in one location. He's just traveling.
Have you not heard any news of what Ezra Miller has been up to in like the past few months?
Dude, this guy's out here drinking, starting fights, just fucking out of pocket, man.
Choke slamming women, creating what may or may not be a cult, but was definitely housing a woman and her 3 kids for a period of time.
About? Like, what was that about? That was out of left field.
Yeah. No, that's why Warner's been very awkward, because they were going to be like, look, we're going to do all this Flash stuff, and Flash was supposed to somewhat integrate into Batgirl's thing, and then Ezra Miller went off the deep end.
Super off.
So anything he had his hands on suddenly kind of just was like, I don't know what we're going to do about this, because we don't know if he's going to return back to normal. We don't know if this is normal.
Right. We can't do PR press releases. We can't do anything because we don't even know if this guy's going to show up, and if he shows up, what's he going to fucking do?
Yep, and then not to mention that currently there's a lot of questioning of assault questions between various people, so you can't really promote him as you don't know whether he really did commit that assault or not. So,
oh Jesus!
Yeah, no, he's a nightmare train for them right now, and so they're just trying to wait it out.
Yeah, he's basically Amtrak. They want no fingerprints of him anywhere.
Yeah. So they're just, that's why they're being weird. There's already their own controversy because they had a chance to break free of him and they didn't, and then he got worse.
Super worse.
So now they can't back out because they already acted like they weren't going to.
Yeah, they let a supporting kind of statement out there that kind of looks bad, and now they can't go back on it.
Yeah.
They're basically fucked.
So they're in a very touchy situation no matter how you angle what they do, because
their best
Miller alone is just putting them in a oh shit.
Their best scenario is that Ezra Miller's OD somewhere or somehow, and then they can like use the sympathy to launch some of their movies or shit they already have shelved.
What sympathy? Well, there is no sympathy right now.
No, but that's why I said he has to OD.
Even then,
I don't know.
Now he's at the point of about to be arrested for multiple things. No one has sympathy for that.
No one, but I'm just saying that's at least something. I mean, look at Anne H.
Well, but Anne H. I'll give that. That's it.
Because people were pissed when she ran into that house and no one saw the videos, and anyone who tried to defend her, they got like beehive.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So if he doesn't deserve any sympathy, I can tell you who does. The guy who plays MM is rumored to be the next John Constantine, and everybody's jumping down his throat. I'm just all like,
oh yeah, I'd heard about that.
I'm like, guys, fucking take a chill pill. I mean, first of all, have you actually seen The Boys? He kills it as MM. It's not the end of the war. Like, it's not the first time they, like, fucking Sam Jackson made Nick Fury even more badass. I mean, that's just don't.
Because Nick Fury was already around, but then the moment that Sam took it on. They were just like, yeah, we'll stay here. This is good.
Yeah, I mean, like,
right? We liked it.
I mean, it's not like the actor who does he's gonna like he does a good job playing NM. I think he could do. I think he could do Constantine. But
that's the problem in Hollywood. It's all about associations and networking, and that's why Ezra's fucking everyone over.
To be fair, I know my complaint would only be because a Constantine show already existed. Meg Ryan was good. Not Meg. Matt Ryan was. Matt Ryan was good for the role, and then they canceled the show, and then now he only sporadically pops up. So my only complaint is, yeah, he was doing good too, and now he's getting shorted on work. But it's nothing against his acting skill or anything else. Like, if he gets the role, that's awesome for him. But that's my only reason. It's just because Constantine that I like got canceled, and they just moved the fuck on.
Well, I mean, Keanu Reeves did a good job as Constantine. I still don't understand why people shit on that movie. It wasn't that bad. It was like it's a lot like.
It's because they try to do it to the context of the Hellblazer comics, and no, it didn't sit as the comics. But he wasn't trying to do it as the comics specifically. So if you don't look at it like that, it's a good movie overall. You can enjoy it. There's fun aspects.
Yeah.
Like there's no issues with the movie. It's just when you're trying to be like, oh, it's no Hellblazer. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be.
I think people. It's a lot like the 2000. It's a lot like the 2004 Punisher movie. Like it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible, but I mean, like it's still enjoyable. The gunfights are pretty good. I mean, yeah, you have to deal with some of the acting, which is the movies. Had a bad habit of using retard logic, but overall, it was a good movie. The guy who played Punisher did a damn good job of selling him.
I think for the Constantine movie, it was more so that when you watch it, it makes it feel like they should have had like a series after it or something.
Well, and that's the thing. Is like that's what made it weird that it left that opening. And then they turned around and made a Constantine series. But at the same time, they fucked them over. Because the Constantine series also aired in the same following or before, depending on whenever they moved it, time slot as Grimm.
Oh.
So it was like, if you're watching Grimm, you're not going to sit around for Constantine. And then if you're waiting for Grimm to come on, and then Constantine comes on, you're going to watch something else because you weren't waiting for Constantine, you were waiting for Grimm.
Yeah.
So it was fucked over because of its time slot regardless, because back then I worked in a call center. So I knew they kept shifting the time slot because I'm sitting there on that day every day of the week, and then I'm like, oh, it's about to come on. Grimm fucking starts. And I'm like, so they moved the time slot again. One day, it wasn't even fucking on that day. They just cut it and still aired Grimm and then aired it like on a different week. And I was just like, what the fuck? So, like, that's why I said I have a personal gripe just because of previous Constantine series that I feel like the network fucked over. There was nothing wrong with the series. It's just every time they tried to put it somewhere, it's like you're putting it against something it can't compete against as a series coming up when you're trying to go, okay, here's the first season of Constantine versus season 4 of Grimm. Like, that's like trying to put it up against Supernatural. That's not gonna work.
Right? Yeah, you're supposed to, for those ones that you believe in, what you do is you have them lead it up to your big show. So people be like, okay, it's coming on, now I'm just gonna put this on the channel. I might not be necessarily watching, doing other shit, but I'm leaving on this channel so I don't miss this next big show. And then people kind of get hooked into it. When, like, the CW does this all the time, when they change it from, it was Tuesday night, we're going to put this on a Friday night. No one's fucking watching on a fucking Friday night. It's like, here's
like,
Friday night at 7, 8 o'clock.
I had things to do. I guess I'm a TiVo that shit, because I'm not...
Right? Like,
I'm going to give up my Friday just to watch this. Like, no.
And the thing is, when they do change the things, that's what they do is like, oh, well, one week they just won't have it, and the next week they won't tell you to change it. It's just, it's on Thursday or Friday night. Yeah. And you just find out during the week. And you're just like, oh, okay. Well, I usually watch X on Thursdays, or like Fox will have like a good thing on Thursdays. Like I think back then they had House on Thursdays. So so what are you gonna do?
I honestly didn't know Constantine had a TV series. I thought you were referring to that AMC one, Preacher.
Oh no! Even though I did like, no, not that one. No, Constantine actually had like a full-fledged running series. I believe it was CW that was running it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, CW, because they kept changing. That's what they always do. They change the slots.
Yeah.
Around.
And so that's why I said that's why I kind of got fucked over, because anytime you wanted to actually watch it, it either wasn't on or it got shifted, or you didn't know what it was because it came on a little bit earlier, so now it's on 30 minutes into the time slot that you came in, so you missed half the plot. But there's a demon on the screen. Yeah. Like,
and
that's pretty much how they treated it.
And they treat it with all their shows, even their good shows. iZombie was doing good, and they still put their ass on Friday night.
Yeah. It picked up its craze as it got onto Netflix, though. Everybody realized how good it was then. You could sit and actually watch it instead of that weird... I will admit, that is the perk to streaming stuff nowadays, as opposed to the suffering of you had to wait a week through actual TV. Because even if you're like, oh, well, sometimes stream release, episode per episode, yeah. But you could still wait and then watch the whole series.
Yeah.
You didn't really have that option back when you just had to watch it on TV.
And they screwed you over when they have those filler episodes, or like, let's have a parallel episode to see what happened to the other group. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, what happened next?
Oh, usually commercials fuck you over, because you would know that they have to structure the show around the commercial, so they're going to put every dramatic pause they can for something that could be resolved in 3 seconds and be like, nah, draw out that scene, and then send them to a commercial. You literally see them zoom in on someone's face for like 5 good seconds, and you're like, you could have just done the action. Just do it. Do it.
Right. It's like, oh my God, is that who I think it is? Oh my God, you're right.
And you're like, just pan over. Just let me have it. Like, I was already invested. You weren't.
3 minutes later, it's him. He's across the street. Here it is. 1 second. Okay, now new scene.
Yeah.
What the
like, if you're gonna bait me at the end of the episode. Don't bait me before commercial, especially when I can't fast forward through commercials.
Speaking of commercials, like, you hear about the tiered services that Netflix is thinking about doing now?
How so? I
don't think I've heard it. Despite you paying for a subscription, now if I'm wrong, I fully acknowledge it. But as far as I know, the tiered services, based on your tiered subscription, they're going to have paid ads on your thing.
Well, that's shitty, but not unexpected.
Yeah.
With everything going on, everybody's fighting for their money as best they can. So I'm not surprised. Even if you want to promise, like, hey, we'll never put ads, and then you don't see any new users popping on. So you're like, so, you know how we said no ads? Yeah. You're still going to have to get those ads.
Hell, we're going to be fighting for their money. Hell, technically speaking, we're fighting for their money because, like, while we're being under review for monetization, we're doing the Patreon bit because, of course, we are.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Nature of the beast, people. Don't you dare blame. Oh, you guys are sellouts. Listen, motherfucker, if you're making any type of hourly wage, you yourself are a sellout. Don't give me that nonsense.
And to be fair, we haven't sold out because we don't have money yet.
Yeah.
You must acquire something to be sold out.
Well, I mean, like,
we don't have anything yet to sell out.
You guys, a black man. I've been waiting to sell as a black man for the longest fucking time. So I have not sold out. And I will be the first to tell you when I sell out as a black man because I'll be rich.
You're like, I finally have enough to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a sellout.
Well, yeah, for that money, hell yeah, I'm gonna be a sellout. I'm gonna be like,
wait,
yeah,
fuck
I'm gonna let that.
I can say I'm a sellout because I sold 20 copies of Launch the Hipster.
Okay.
Yes, take that. Wait,
my thing for
oh, go ahead.
What I think is for the whole HBO is the whole thing that they're laying off like 70% of their workforce.
What?
Because of I thought you knew about that. I thought that's part of what we were talking about with the Batgirl thing. That's also why they shelved it.
Well, I mean, I heard about the money troubles. Because when AT&T merged with Time Warner, there was like a bunch of debt. I think like 100 plus, I think 100 plus billion in debt or something like that.
Ooh.
Something like that. Well, it's just like when Disney bought out Fox. Like there would be like huge amounts of debt. So essentially, like, that's one of the reasons why I assumed there were so many cancellations. Like shit. Like, Close Enough got canceled. I think Young Justice bought it as well. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these things is because they're going under Discovery Plus. I don't know how the fuck Discovery Plus managed to buy HBO Max, but this is where we're at.
Because Discovery Plus.
Discovery Plus, also the one who shelved the idea with that CNN Plus idea. That was a horrible fucking money
CNN
suck.
Plus.
That was a money
they
suck.
They put in like what $300 plus million, and it went
$300
in a month.
for 1 month.
Yeah.
So basically $1 million a day.
$30
million a day. $30 million a day. That's what they paid for this, and they basically got shelved in there. So HBO Max is going to be the same kind of thing, where they're going to kind of get rid of 70% of the layoffs, and they're going to streamline their content more to put it kind of more on the Discovery Plus and all that kind of platform and shit. So it's like how they're paying ridiculous amount of money for this content that HBO Max has been putting out. You could probably see most of that go goodbye, unless it's these major projects that they'll put in money for, like that dumb Rings of Power, but I think there's Amazon and shit, or like House of Dragons.
Yeah, Rings of Power. Or that
Rings of Power, which is like a budget of $1 billion, or like House of Power or House of Dragons, which is another $1 billion thing, because it's like.
Well, to be fair, House of Dragon needs to make up for the failure of the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. So
thank you so much. Like, I noticed the cracks in season 7, and I'm just all like, yeah, no, season 8's gonna suck. A lot of people are down on season 8
people were prepared. We knew, and then the moment that the scene happened, it's just like, oh, this is dumb.
Well, the thing is, everyone knew because J.R. Martin, he still didn't finish fucking writing the book when they made a deal for them to have the season.
Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that logic. In an interview, George R.R. Martin actually did confirm that he was all like, "Oh, the finale of Game of Thrones, yeah, that's what I was going to do in the books." However, because of such a negative response, he later backtracked and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna change the finale for Game of Thrones." And I'm just like, oh, dear God, who the fuck knew?
Okay, but the thing is, it only had such a bad backlash because they took so fucking long to get there. They had so much fucking hiatus, and they built up. Dragons are coming for such a fucking long time. Like, he did it to himself. Like, if he would have originally finished the books and wrote the same ending that they have right now, before they got to the end of the season when they were filming, people would have been okay with it because they would have been like, dude, that was in the book.
No, they wouldn't.
Well, okay, they would have been
thing that fucked people over.
Okay, they would have been a better directional
the way the White Walkers ended fucked everyone up. There is not a single person who wasn't. I'm sorry, even if you're an Arya stan, you're like, the fuck.
Wait, you know what? I'm not going to ask how the White Walkers.
Transmission.
No, I'm not going to ask how the White Walkers. No, because that's going into spoiler territory, and I'm not.
Yeah, it is. But it's okay for me to acknowledge that Arya is involved, even though she shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That's literally all I have to say. She's there. She shouldn't be. That's. I'm leaving it there. I'm not giving more spoiler than that. If somebody exists out there who wants to still go hunt, I prefer that you probably go look at someone's Cliff Notes synopsis because you're going to rage when you get to that point if you watch the whole series. But
But my thing is that, so if he would have wrote it, he would have had to put it to a publisher, and he probably would have got some feedback, and someone probably would have told him how bad this would have been.
Well,
right?
It's not even that. It's the fact that they knew what the end result was going to be.
Wait,
but
George R. Martin,
they didn't
or
know
the
all the lead up that R.R. Martin wanted to lead up to it. The end would make sense if all the things that happen that are supposed to happen led to it. But show-wise, you're already missing a ton of context from the book.
Yeah.
And then characters are in places they're not supposed to be. People are teleporting. People who aren't supposed to be in places are representing other people. Like, the whole Sansa incident that occurs technically shouldn't occur because that's not supposed to be Sansa. So the very fact that everybody has to suffer through that traumatic moment on screen, it's not happening in the book. So they created that moment because it's not the book doing that.
I know, yeah, they started deviating from the book and stuff. That's why people were hitting on us. You know, they always fucking do that shit.
It just that's where the cracks start, because it'd be different if it was deviations for a real reason. Like, we don't want to reveal this, or we don't. But there were deviations where it was just like, no, there's like 60 other things you could have did. Why did you pick the worst decision? Why did you? Why did you go to the bottom tier and be like this right here?
Because some people out there have really good agents out there wooing and donning some of these showrunners out here.
Well, okay. The thing, does the source material matter? That's the key question. And I always keep coming back to this.
It kind of does.
Well, there's a big problem with your logic here, though. Okay, so like,
how so?
Well, give me a second. Just hear me out on this. Now, both of you know I'm a big Marvel's fan. If you didn't know, I was a big fan of the Infinity War. The Marvel, in the comics, the comic version of the Infinity, and I don't care how many people are jumped down my throat, they are Infinity Gems, not Infinity Stones. But the thing is...
Well, gemstones. They just got fucking lazy again.
Anyway, that part doesn't matter. What matters is how the Infinity War thing started. A lot of people said, like, the movie version tries to paint Thanos as, like, wanting to preserve life by eliminating half of it. That's not him. He just wants to sleep with death. He wants to fuck death. He had nothing to do with the Chitauri. When Thanos was coming to Earth, the Watcher knew that there was, like, what was it, like 2 or 3 Infinity Gems on Earth or something like that? So Avengers, Fantastic Four, I can say, okay, if the X-Men aren't there, fine, whatever, no mutants, fine, no Fantastic Four, it makes sense because Disney made Marvel cancel the series. But when Thanos came to Earth, he had nothing to do with the Chitauri. Chitauri wasn't there. He used the Infinity Gems that he had with his gauntlet to create evil versions of everyone. So, like, there was an evil Captain Planet. There was the evil version of Spider-Man who was called Doppelganger, who supposedly died but didn't because he played a major role in during the Maximum Carnage arc because he was Shriek's pet. But everybody was, like, cheering on, like, yeah, go Avengers Infinity War. And here I am being that guy that's, like, the purist that's trying to be like, guys, this is not how it happened. What the fuck? I watched the Endgame just to see if that kind of made any sense, but it didn't, because after Thanos was successful, whoever was left tried to fight Thanos one more time. I don't remember how Thanos loses. I do know Thor got turned into stone. Silver Surfer lost his powers, but that was irrelevant because Fantastic Four was canceled, and Silver Surfer is very much associated with the Fantastic Four. Something happened to I forget what happened to the Hulk, but like but in the end it just boiled down to another shitty army fight, like a shitty battle scene between like all the Avengers, a huge army of of Wakandas, and the Chitauri again, because of course it is. Because
Chitauri!
But again, he had nothing to do. Okay, you know what? I'll give you another example. Shin-Chan.
Okay.
Shin-Chan. if you're for source material, then you should not like the Funimation dub of Shin-Chan whatsoever, because Shin-Chan does not follow the canon at all. Like, Funimation dub of Shin-Chan does not follow the canon at all. Like, the fucking Miss Anderson and Doyle, right? They're in the actual manga slash show, which follows the manga. They're actually newlyweds. Doyle was never a popcorn salesman. In fact, Georgie is the leader of the what was it? Casca Bay Defenders, and Shin-Chan was never like the leader of the team. He's just kind of there. It's not Action Bastard. It's Action Common. It's not Lollipop. It's something else. I forget the name. But but there was no expanded canon. Miss Polly wasn't a sex addict. Like, that's another thing, that if you're going by source, does the source material matter? You can't like Shin-Chan.
Was there a boob jar?
No. No, there was never a boob job jar. From the episodes that I watched, there was.
That's like her whole thing. How can you take that away from her? That's like her whole existence.
Well, again, there was from the episodes that I watched, they never mentioned the boob job jar. But take from that what you will. There are other instances where I could point out, does the source material matter? I personally don't want to know the source material anymore, because I want to legit be surprised, which is why I stopped following along stuff like Berserk, because I want to be surprised. Granted, you can't say Berserk is going to end the way Kentaro Miura wanted it to end, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, I still don't want to know certain context, what the is that one child and Griffith connected in some way, shape, or form?
Oh. See, me, I like to know for source material, if I watch the anime of something, and, I don't like the ending, or, how the case says, it makes no sense. The shit's leading up to it, everything's going good, and you can just tell they just fucking went left shark with half of this shit. To either, rush it to get to the end, or whatever. And sometimes it's just for them, they want you to go to the source material, but sometimes they just do it because they want to sell a toy or a game or whatever. So if I don't like the ending of it, I might go look at the source material and see where they deviated from, see if the ending is way better, because it's what the author might have really wanted and it didn't get corrupt by these people who had other agendas.
Okay, you know what? That I can kind of get behind. Because, one thing I refuse to do, absolutely refuse to do, is read the rest of the Akira manga. Because for those who don't know, when Akira came out, Akira is hailed as one of the best, if not the best, cyberpunk anime movie of all time. I think it's the best one. I think it's way better than Ghost in the Shell. However, when the movie came out, the manga was at its halfway point. Apparently, Tetsuo destroys the moon, and upon hearing that, I'm I don't want to read any of the manga, because I don't want it to taint the fucking movie. I do not want that happening. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, but that's also the thing, is the problem with the same logic that you're saying, yes, you can be separate from the source material. However, they advertised not to be. They worked with the source material. They promoted following the source material. And then the moment that they felt it was inconvenient, they stopped following the source material.
Yeah,
that's a different scenario than not having access to it, not having the situation, or we wanted to create a unique story from it. They didn't follow that. They were following source material originally, and then it became inconvenient for them and they started winging it. That's why Game of Thrones is a problem, because there are whole plot lines that exist that need other plot lines for them to function, and they cut them out so that the story can't go anywhere else. So it can't possibly follow any of the branches that the books take, because there are certain characters who aren't even still alive that are supposed to be alive to do stuff. So if it wasn't that they didn't accurately go, we're going to be with the source material, it wouldn't be an issue. It would be their interpretation of the books with R.R. Martin's approval. But they're working with him, which means you should be accurate because he wants you to be accurate because he's actively writing it as you're going. So it's problematic to suddenly break off and do your own thing, and he's still over here working on the original story as he's watching the story you're supposed to be working on with him go a different route.
Okay. And see, the problem with it is because when they have the people, if they go with the source material, it's great, but then they see it on TV, and then people like us who are watching will be like, we like a certain actor who's portraying this character. Although this character was meant to die in chapter 2, they're like, he's super popular. Why kill him off? We can still get so much more money out of him. If you just change his one plot line, he won't die, and we can make these other ones where we pick and choose these other people who are popular with our viewers.
Literally, Braun. Braun is not supposed to be in the story as far as he is in the show.
But people like him.
So he's actively popping back up in things that have nothing to do with him, and he shouldn't even be there because people do like him. And I get why they like him as a character, but like I said, if you advertise to follow the book plot, you can't then not follow the plot when you feel like it, just because you feel like it. You didn't say you were going to do that. If you started with that, everybody would have been cool with you. But that's not what you advertise. And then after a while, it just goes off the fucking rails. So you're like, all right, well, I mean, I've already watched through all the rest of the series, so I might as well finish it. Like,
right. And the thing is, like, if you're going to do this type of shit, like, you just do it after the first season. Like, the first season, everyone knows, like, okay, you're kind of doing this, you're kind of getting a hand on this, even though you said the source material.
Yeah.
But in the second season, you will be like, okay, we tried doing source material, we tried doing this other shit, we realized people like X, Y, and Z, we're deviating. So now people aren't super invested. They're like, okay, now we know they're deviating.
Let's kind of rotate back to where we were.
Yeah.
Or even in the case, like they said, and like R.R. Martin said a whole bunch of times, it would have been easy to have enough time and wait. There was no issues. They were already making people wait forever for each season. So what would have been hard for you to tell us, hey, he's still writing. We don't want to fuck up the story, so we're going to wait. And then that technically would have put a fire under his ass because everybody would have been like, bitch, we're waiting on our shows. You don't give a fuck about the book, but the show. Get to writing.
Well, you know he would have hanged out with? He would have hanged out with the guy who does Hunter x Hunter. He's like, I'll show you how to do proper hiatus.
Please.
I'm sorry, my grandkids are still going to be waiting to get to that.
Yeah, I still say Mira knows how to rest in power. I still say Mira-san had a better, like, because one of the reasons why he took a hiatus on Berserk was because he straight up said this on his Twitter, like on his Twitter handle one time. He was like, "I'm going on another hiatus because I fucking fell in love with Animal Crossing New Leaf."
I mean, if you're gonna be honest about it, you gotta live life sometimes.
Yeah, he went on a 6-month hiatus because of Animal Crossing, and I'm all like, dude, if I were you, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
after all he puts into work and everything that he's been doing, and especially considering the content he's putting out there, the dynamic of Animal Crossing being the thing that just wows me. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. It'd be weird if he had suddenly been like, DMC5 has taken my life. I'd be like, really? Like, I don't dislike it, but I don't feel like that's a hiatus game. But
I feel like we like the answer more than not an answer. Instead of these people not telling you anything, it's just a hiatus, and it's just like, yeah, I'll pop back when I pop back, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. If someone needs to take a break, it's fine, but just tell us. Don't just be like, I'm not going to write, and I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm not going to write, and then you're just sitting there for like 4 months, being like, are they dead? Are they sick? Is my series canceled? And then after like 6 months, someone goes and talks to them, and they're just like, nah, they were just tired.
They're tired.
Like, not exhausted, but tired. And you're like, you just said that.
It's either they're tired or because of their health issues. But I'm like, but this guy has dozens of assistants that can easily take over. He just has to explain what he wants. He's just being a lazy fuck right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'd rather like them be direct with like with Captain said. I'd rather them be direct than like, or rather be direct for acceptable reasons. I mean, like,
yeah.
I mean, well,
I just be like, really fuck off. I'm not doing anything today.
Because like, I didn't really care for it. Like, Fez was like really held in high regard, and people were all like, yeah, sequel. And then the creator of Fez got into this weird dick waving contest with I think it was either a journalist or social media in general, and it was all like, fuck it, I quit Fez 2 is never happening, I'm leaving forever, bye.
Shit.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I don't know. He just got into this weird-ass dick-waving contest argument thing. And you think that's weird? There was another game. I think it was called... It's never going to see the light of day. It was called... there was no real, like, title for it. I think it was just codenamed Brian's Game or something like that. It was supposed to be, like, this RPG-type thing that he was playing up for, like, years, and he wanted it on the DS. And, like, he applied for, like, a DS dev kit or whatever, because that's what you're supposed to do. But the thing is, like, you know, you're a small indie developer. Of course you're gonna fall in the fucking back burner, like, asking a giant company like Nintendo, who's never heard of you before, basically saying, hey, can I have a dev kit? And so, of course, it's not going to be on the priorities list. But the dude has this weird ego complex. He starts to make up these conspiracies that people are out to get him or something like that, and they're afraid of his vision or something like that. And it goes, I swear to God, this is true. It goes on from here. Like, he's just all like, like, Nintendo's against me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to create it. So, fast forward to, like...
Okay.
Yeah, no, like, I heard about it. The only reason why I know more about it is because Ben Yahtzee Khrushchev, Zero Punctuation, he basically reported on it, like, talking about, like, what happened next. Because Nintendo finally got around to viewing his request for a DS kit. Thing is, two things. One, the DS was on its last legs, and the 3DS was around the corner. And two, Nintendo was just all like, no. So he creates.
We will have none of that.
Yeah. So his demo actually sees the light of fucking day. His demo comes out, right? For PC only. But the thing is, it was on a DS emulator type deal, and people were like semi okay with it. But then, out of nowhere, he just stops reporting on it. He did a Kickstarter, then stopped it. Then he started, like, on his website, he promotes, like, weird Jesus stuff. And no more mention of, like, his fabled, ambitious video game. I don't know what the fuck this guy was on, but I'm just gonna be straight honest. I'm like, dude, look, I thought Ninjas vs. Robots was fun. It's a good IP. I think it's a fun IP to work with. But when it went into development hell, even I had the balls to say, you know what, I'm gonna stop because it's in development hell. And Insane Heroes sounds a lot more fun because comedy games, goddammit. Yeah.
You can cut loose a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, like, what the fuck was wrong with that guy? I really wanted to just sit him down and be like, dude, what are you doing? You actually have, like, a good product.
Maybe he was going through some life changes. I don't know.
Ah, Jesus. But yeah, like,
everything was just hitting all at once, and eventually he was just like, I'm broke. I gotta tell you this. Look. Because sometimes that happens. You get to a point where it's not intended, but a bunch of stuff hits up all at once, and it's just bad timing that something's being addressed, and then you just break. Yeah. And that moment, you don't really care. You're just like, I'm gonna say what I want to say. Whatever.
Yeah, you can say that again. But, wow, this took a huge deviation, didn't it? Good lord. From porn to here.
I mean, They needed more porn in their life. Problem.
Yeah, what? Agreed. We all need porn in our lives, people. Oh, Doug,
that's what I got. OnlyFans.
Oh, Doug, that's immoral. Yeah, so is selling guns. You still argue for the fucking Second Amendment? Shut up. At least with porn,
how you got here.
Yeah, at least with porn, you can get an erection. You could actually feel aroused.
I think the person who lost out the most off OnlyFans is probably Arizona State because they lost a lot of their communication major studies.
Really? Okay.
There's a lot of hot women who does that to become pharmaceutical reps or airline stewardess. Now you just become OnlyFans.
You know, I'll take your word for it, Bobbert. I haven't watched. I haven't watched. I haven't been in Arizona since like 2013, so I'll take your word for it on that one.
I was there, but under different context, so I can't even back that up fully. So I was more in the legal working area, so I can't compare to that because I didn't see any attendance or anything.
But now you got OnlyFans. You don't need that. College is just a front. The dorms is just so they have a place to shoot the content.
Speaking of OnlyFans, why are people like so into OnlyFans? Oh, Doug, it's real. It's real people. I didn't know porn stars were fake.
Porn is real people.
There's tons of free porn on the internet.
To be fair,
I can name like 5 websites
you can
off the
use
back of my hand right now. Wow.
Other than porn.
You can use it for other than porn, but I think it's, even though, yes, both porn actors and the people who know OnlyFans are both real, it's a different type of real because it feels like OnlyFans, if you're there long enough, you can stumble upon someone you personally know from like school, high school, whatever, who's doing this. So it's like you get off being like, oh, they're desperate enough to do this. Oh, I might be able to buy off and have sex with this person. There's lots of possibilities that go on there that turn you on more than a porn star, because you probably aren't fucking a porn star unless you're a creepy old man with a diaper who was an ex-president.
So, damn, that's a very, very specific claim.
Yeah,
but he's not
wrong. A particular president you had in mind? Jeez.
But
he's not wrong, people, Captain K. You know that for a fucking fact.
The OnlyFans people, they either have an ego that either they're a top performer and they still have an ego, or they're just super horny and they know what they're doing and they'll still do it, or they're super desperate and you can still get in there. You know, it's a different. It's two different worlds. It's like the Cosby Show and a different world.
See, I figured it more being like the safer future
it's like
version
the Cosby
of
Show and a different world. Can you explain this?
Okay. Well, the Cosby Show, yeah, that's like classic porn. You see there, you see right before the opening dance.
God damn.
The Rudy, the Theodore, you're all this like, dun, 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 and you know, you're out there beating it off this normal, like, this is your staple. Then a different world comes on. Jasmine Guy's out there. Yeah, different people. You know, it's a brand new shakeup. But you felt because Jasmine Guy, the reason she went on a different world was because she was having a file of Cosby. So you felt she was more attainable to you, even though she was a celebrity, just like OnlyFans. Then there you go.
Okay,
Robert,
I'm gonna just go with that.
I accept your argument. You have my respect.
I was literally just gonna say it's much safer escorting because you don't have to go meet people and still make money. But
that works too.
Much better.
That works too. Cosby stuff on there, that works as well.
Well, it's funny you should bring that up because like escorts do well, depending on which escort you're going for. They actually do screen you. And they want, like,
no,
and
a lot of them
just go references. Meet anybody? What the?
They'll screen you. Sometimes you gotta have references from other escorts or whatever. Like, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. What you think? I want to get trapped in a basement somewhere? No. Exactly. I need some references.
You get killed and stuff on there, and also like sometimes they might not want to meet at your place. Like meet at a hotel because it's like I need other people here that can come with a key
Yeah.
If I scream, you know.
Even if I'm going somewhere, I'm gonna tell like 2 other people, look, don't ask what I'm doing, but I'm here. If you don't hear from me for a while, just
sometimes they'll bring 2 girls instead of 1 because they're scared, but it's way more fun, and it's just like, cool, that's more fun, you know.
I had a threesome. I can honestly say it wasn't that. Threesomes are overrated.
Well, it depends.
Well, okay,
because it's different if you planned it out with a person, like 2 people that you knew and y'all wanted to, as opposed to spontaneous threesome is happening. Then yeah, no, those aren't as amazing because you 2 don't know each other. You're just doing shit. Right. But if you 2 have known each other and then you have somebody else who's like, I want to get in that, and you're both like, okay. Then, no, that tends to be better because you're all about it. Right. Everybody's involved.
You need one person who's your partner in crime. Like when you're thinking dirty shit that you want to do, you need someone who's on board that you can be like, let's fucking do this shit to this third person.
In a threesome, someone in there has to be in a team.
Yes.
You can't be all in for yourselves, all trying to come together. No. That's basically like fucking playing lacrosse. No.
You need 2 people. Yeah, you need 2 people coordinating this shit. Someone taking the third person, and the third person just has to be cool and go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's all they have to do.
That's you work around with it and you make it work. But those people are gonna be like, I'm gonna run the threesome. It's like, no, you've already fucked up the threesome. It's ruined.
Right. Also, what helps threesomes is if you have some coke. If you're on a team and you do some coke and you're up there.
Oh my god! Of course,
I am not opting into that one.
You are ready to go.
I do not trademark that part of the advice.
All I'm saying is that C is for cocaine, and that's good enough for me.
C is not in the word threesome, so I'm cool with not being there.
C-U-N-T is in there. C-U-N-T. There's 2.
No, sir.
There's E for ecstasy.
We're just cutting it up. It's just cocaine, penis, threesome, collision course.
What the fuck?
No, sir. You're trying to use some quantum theory logic to make that work because you were bending all kinds of fabric of space and time. No.
So you're my so you're my Sam now. You're my Sam.
Where is this? You know what? Okay. I'm just gonna stop.
All I'm saying is those pebbles, those penguins be doing with the penises. Those pebbles, they come from Pablo.
This is all yours. I'm not opting in at all.
I can totally see that, like the Pebble and the Penguin redo, but the Penguin is Cosby, and he's doing a dance at the beginning, and he's giving her the stuff.
Well, you know, I can actually kind of picture that, mainly because penguins go wank, and it's very easy to like mimic Cosby's so it's just be like wank wank. If you could sleep with a porn star, who would it be? I'm going old school and saying Emma Stone. Either Emma Stone or Nina
Sarah
Hartley.
J.
Huh?
I'm going with Sarah J.
Okay.
It'd take me a bit to think.
Rather, if you could, would you? Because you know they're going to probably fake it.
I don't care. They're going to be the most clean out there. They're going to show you some stuff because they want to be like cool when you eventually tell the people that you're doing a porn star that I fucked you right, so that's gonna be great. And if they fake it or not, I still get off, so that's fine.
I got mine. Logic. Oh, you know what? I respect that.
Like I'm saying, like I'm trying for them to get theirs, but if they don't want to take their closed mouths, don't get fed. So if they don't want to open their mouth and get fed with this liquid diet, I can't help them.
Oh my God, Robert. But but like at the same time, you know, he's not exactly wrong. So take from that what you will.
She'll priorities. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I should get credit because I did not pick Mia Khalifa because I think she's overrated.
what? Again, he's not exactly wrong.
Like, honestly, I would pick one of the Kardashians before I pick Mia, and I've seen Kim's work, and that's not that great. So, and Chloe gets cheated on all the time, so I'm assuming that's not that good.
Goddamn.
Jesus.
Look, I'm not signing up for that one either.
Yes.
I'm not waiting for Kardashian wrath to come after me.
Right?
What Kardashian wrath? I mean, like, what kind of wrath are you talking about here?
It's a curse. It's a curse because all it is every one of their boyfriends or whatever get publicity, which you would think would be great, but it's always bad.
Look,
Not really.
you are a black man. You should understand that even uttering the Kardashians' name brings bad things upon you.
Right?
Well, it's not just that. I mean, like, that doesn't necessarily give you good publicity. I mean, like, who did Kim fuck in that fucking sex tape?
Kardashian was. I necessarily can't prove a Kardashian was in Armenia during the Armenian genocide, but I mean,
God damn.
like,
and on that note,
ooh, and that think about Armenian. That's a hairy situation. There we go. On that note.
Oh my god. Again, he's not exactly wrong, so take from that what you will.
He's not.
Kanye thought she was a hobbit on South Park. Like, girl, you're not a hobbit? I mean, yeah, she's saying about the hair on the feet and everything.
Someone wants to fuck a hobbit, man. That's weird. Like, people want to fuck a hobbit.
Well, of course, especially the people with feet fetish.
People with feet fetish, people who see small people want to fuck. I see there's a small person on the thing. I don't necessarily want to fuck her, but I kind of want to, like, face fuck her.
So you just add a word in front of it and it changes the context. Okay.
She's not going to get pregnant, and I'm adding nutrients to her that could help her grow.
You're still getting off either way, so it still counts as fucking.
Yes, but I am giving her vitamin D for the day.
Which, ironically, is Robert's short. Wait, no, that's Richard. Sorry. I was gonna be like, yeah, that's the short version of Robert. No, wait, Richard is Dick. What am I talking about?
Rich Dick.
Good Lord, you fucking. I love the turns this Slab Lounge is taking. Oh man, I wish Tyler was here to see what is this. Anyway, we're coming close to time. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into the Slab Lounge, everybody. Don't think about Nina Hartley naked, because that's the last thing you want to think about. Now you're picturing her naked. Hey, she's a porn star, or at least I think she's retired, but, like, I'd still fuck her. Point is, like, you take care, everybody, later on.